What is going on, guys? Spywi here, and welcome back again to another video, and welcome back to the first video that I'm posting in 2018. This is going to be a new kind of series on my channel. I'm going to be experimenting a bit, but this is going to be kind of a podcast where I ramble and just talk about the things that are on my mind, and I'm going to be calling it Thoughts from the Mind Palace, because this is Spywi's Mind Palace, so might as well talk about the things that are in my Mind Palace. So, what am I talking about today? We're going to be talking about something that I've been obsessed with for the past few weeks, and that is the SpongeBob SquarePants Broadway musical. Oh my freaking gosh, I love this so gosh darn much. Like, seriously, I cannot describe to you how many times I have listened to the entire album. I listen to it pretty much every single day and listen to it on my car ride to work, and it's just like, I love it so much. And I may or may not have gotten some of my friends obsessed with the musical as well, so... Anyways, yeah, the SpongeBob SquarePants Broadway musical is not exactly something that you would expect to hear anybody say, really, but if you take a look at it, it's on Broadway. It is something that has been in production for a freaking long time, and if you've seen any clips from it, any bootlegs, anything from it, you will know that it's not just some characters in a rubber costume and just flopping about. This is something that has full dance numbers, a full orchestra, songs that are written by people like Plain White T's, John Legend, Panic at the freaking Disco. Oh my gosh, the music. Okay, so getting a bit off track, but the music is phenomenal. I have listened to the cast album, and I pretty much got all the songs memorized. I even have some covers up on my music channel if you guys want to check that out. But anyways, the music is just so freaking unique. And at the same time, because it's written by all of these famous songwriters, you can't help but feel like it's so familiar, but at the same time it's so new and it's so awesome. Like, it fits right on Broadway. Another thing I want to say about the music is the fact that people have been comparing it to the live action clips that have been floating around on YouTube, and people are saying that, oh, these characters have been getting weaker, these voices have been getting weaker because they're doing 8 shows a week. They don't sound like they can hit the high notes anymore, they're not hitting harmonies as well. And to that I say, yeah, that's the point. They are doing 8 shows a week. They're doing a show pretty much every night and then 2 shows on Sunday. If you're doing something like that every single day, you're gonna get tired, your voice is gonna give out. Take Gavin Lee, for instance, the guy who plays Squidward. If you guys take a look at his costume, he has 4 legs. He has his main 2 legs with the tap shoes, and then he has a set of extra legs attached to the back. And if you actually watch how he puts on the costume, it's freaking difficult to move in that thing, let alone tap dance, so props to this guy. But as he put it, every single night after he does his big dance number, he basically dies. I mean, not literally, but you know what I mean. Or take, for instance, Ethan Slater, the main star of the show, the SpongeBob SquarePants. People are judging him because he doesn't have the super high-pitched SpongeBob voice, that he doesn't hit the laugh very well. I've seen comments complaining that in live-action stuff, he hasn't been hitting the high notes very well. He seems like he's getting tired, he's not staying on point with the tempo. And again, yes, he's doing a lot of running, dancing, jumping around, as well as singing and acting, and he does this every single night, so it's gonna be really, really difficult for him to hit high notes. I've seen people compare the live-action leaks to the cast album, and it's kind of weird how people have been describing it. Like, I've seen some clips floating around of the more recent, updated version of the SpongeBob SquarePants musical, and yeah, I get it. They changed some things. It's not the same as the cast album, and that's pretty much how a musical evolves over time, is that they add new things, they change things. Take, for instance, Hamilton. Way back early in its production, there was supposed to be a pool of water that was dyed black to give it a perfect reflection right in the middle of the turntable. If you want more info on that, there's an Instagram account that has posted pictures of it, so go check that out if you can find it. But anyways, a musical is not defined by its cast album, just like how it's not defined by the people who play it. I'll give you another example. So take, for instance, the musical Dear Evan Hansen. So many people were upset when Ben Platt stepped down as the role of Evan Hansen, and people were throwing just a massive amount of hate towards Noah Galvin. You guys seriously have chilled out ever since then, because Noah has been just absolutely fantastic as Evan. I've seen clips and heard his voice, whether he be singing or acting or just shouting random nonsense in general, and honestly, this is my own personal opinion, but I think that Noah Galvin fits the role of Evan Hansen better than Ben Platt. Nothing wrong against Ben, he originated the role and he knows all the tics and mannerisms, but for Noah, he just sounds like this anxious, quirky teen. He sounds like he stutters naturally. And he's got a smaller build, he's more hunched over in the pictures that I've seen of his when he's in his Evan Hansen costume. Just, it's so cool. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that people always seem to compare the fully mixed, fully produced album or iTunes version of the songs to the live action versions, and how it just seems so different, how they don't seem to be on top of their game, how they sound better when they're auto-tuned, or they sound better when they're part of a mix as opposed to their full live raw vocal. And I've seen a lot of people talk about this. I mean, Rumi Official just talked about lip syncing and live performances. Just because they can't hit these notes in real life doesn't mean that they're any worse than what you expect them to be. I mean, after all, they are human. No human is ever at the top of their game when they're tired. No human is ever at the top of their game when they're doing the exact same show 8 times every single week. I know this for a fact because I am a singer, and I do not sound good on some days. Even if I'm fully warmed up, even if I am not sick, I'm not congested, I'm not coughing, sometimes I'm not on top of my game. And I don't know what else to say. I mean, you guys can voice your opinions to me if you want. I don't really have an opinion as to whether the recorded version or the live version is better. There is no one that is better over the other. They are something that is part of who I am now. I absolutely adore the SpongeBob SquarePants musical, and every single musical, no matter what changes they are, no matter if somebody misses a line or if somebody misses a note. That's what I love about these things, is that they are something to be experienced. So take my rambling for what it's worth. This is just stuff that I'm saying off the top of my head. I'm not doing this really scripted or anything, so that I don't know. Okay, so there's the first take. Okay, yeah. If you guys like this format of video, if you guys think it's boring, if you guys don't mind listening to a super long podcast, hey, that's up to you guys. But anyways, thank you guys so much for listening in. God bless, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.